よいしょ。ということで、おはようございます。ウェザーワインっていうのは、なんてタイトルだっけ？毎回忘れちゃうんだよな。よいしょ。Where the water tasty like the wine っていう海外のゲームを続きからやっていきます。再開。前回やったのが、音大きい。半年前くらい。で、なかなかやるタイミングがないゲームだったんだけど、今日ね、やれそうだったので、のんびり朝までやると思います。だってどこに行くんだっけな。とりあえずマップを横断して、こう人に会って話を聞いて、で物語を解放していくっていうゲームなんだけど、マップの各地にいろんな人がいるね。で、ここまだ会ってない人とかもいるから、これね、ここまっすぐ行って、ヒッチハイク。途中で車が通ってたらヒッチハイクして長距離移動したり、電車に無賃乗車して長距離移動したりとかできるけど、なんかマークあるな。オルト T 物語を聞く。この食堂のウェイトレスが常連客の一人に突拍子もない話を披露している。義理の姉から聞いた話なんだけど、と彼女は言う。彼女の娘の友達に起こったことで、本当の話よ、と彼女はあなたが聞いてることに気づいた。ねえ、この話聞いたことがある？どれだ？彼女はイガボットクレーンの恐ろしい転生について聞かせてくれる。途中であなたはそれが 3P ホローの首なし機種の話であり、非常に脚色されたものであることに気づく。この話どうだったとウェイトレスが聞いてくる。ということで、旅人から聞いた話が街中で脚色されて別の話に変わっていくっていうのを採取するというか収集するっていう役目もある。基本的にこのマップを歩いて人に会って話を聞いて街に滞在してお金を稼いでみたいなっていうそれだけの物語だね。だからゲーム性らしいゲーム性はほとんどなくて、ひたすら歩く、話す、訪れるっていうのを繰り返すっていう。焚き火があるってことは誰かいるな。電車も走ってる。確かこれは前の配信の最後で話した人だな。
Don't you come no closer. I ain't talking to you. I ain't got nothing you want. Stay back there. I got a gun on me.What are you doing here? I ain't took nothing from you. It was all in the cards. We're square. Do you hear what I'm saying? Get going. I'm saying well, fine. You just sit there. You ain't got a gun. Who am I kidding? You're no threat to me. You're so gentle and gullible, I ain't sure you really even exist. It's true. I hustled you good.I ain't apologizing, we ain't going back. But I'll tell you how the game works if you want. Now it's your turn. Scare me like you'd scare a good mug.
だからこれのリクエストに合わせてこう怖い話をしようっていう。人が怖い系の話。
Good one. I think maybe you got the talent for
相手が求める話をするとこうやってなんかこうゲージが進んでって ゲージが溜まると相手から新しい物語を聞けるっていう。
I won what I won and you knew I was a hustler.
この人はなんかどっかの町で詐欺師をやってた女性だね。
You stayed to listen to my stories, and so whose fault is it now that I just gave in to my natural talents and grabbed a little something for myself? Does it hurt a little? I'm sure it does. Now it's your turn. Scare me like you'd scare a good mark.
あと何があるかな。前に聞いた話も覚えてないんだよな。
That one ain't bad.
Oh.
When they shiver and shake for you, that's when you know you got 'em. You just trying to hustle me back now. It wasn't nothing, we was talking. I took a little time from you, a little empathy is all. I didn't steal nothing you wasn't offering. Now it's your turn. Scare me like you'd scare a good mark.
これは別に怖くなさそうな気がする。
This country is built on this. It's built on taking. You think I owe you some sort of sorry for this mess? I do not. I don't owe you a sorry feeling in my body. I want it from you fair and square. And honest to God, anyone else would shoot you for coming back. This country as it is. Now you show me how you do it. Pretend I'm a mark and tell me a story to make my heart race.
クイーンの冒険を語ってみよう。
You thrill them like that and they'll be all yours, honey. I drove through Reno and out the other side, and after that I thought I'd never meet another gullible mark again, till you. Came a long way just to meet your gentle manner and your patience for a grifter to work her trick on you. Good job, I say. Made it all worth it. Now you gotta practice, honey. Tell me the saddest story you can think of.
この話覚えてないな。
That's the money, honey. Sad stories is what I live on. You tell a crying tale like that and you got 'em on the hook. Look, you came to me, not the other way around. You listened to me, you stayed around me, you knew what it was. You stayed because you wanted to, and that's okay. You were free, free to watch me take it from you. Sun's up, so get out. And don't you go where I'm headed, that's my territory next. But, well, okay, you ain't no competition. You're like a little flower waiting to get cut down by the flower. I hope you've smartened up a bit the next time I see you.
次はフロリダに向かって歩こう。バス停で老人と一緒になる。彼はサスペンダーに親指をかけ、左右に体重移動している。彼は行き交う車を心配そうに見ている。なあ、彼は突然あなたの方を見てボソボソという。いい話聞きたいか？彼は何かから気をそらしたいかのような雰囲気で、ブッシュワーカーの音量の話に関する物語をつまりながらも手短に話す。 時々混乱したり行き戻りしながら新しいディティールをあれこれと付け加えていく。あなたはかろうじて話の内容をつかむことができた。突然あなたは彼が負傷した兵士の話を歪めて話していることに気づいた。しかしあなたの記憶にない部分がたり大幅に変更されている。老人は真実だと主張して道の方に見上がってしまった。これで会話は終わりのようだ。部屋を廊下を手当たり次第モップがけをする。お昼頃になるとスーツを着た人が手招きしてあなたにお弁当を渡してくれる。3時頃になると看護師がアイスクリームコーンをくれる。病気の子供たちをあなたに手を振る。お医者さんが握手をしてくれる。一日の終わりに看護師があなたを追ってくる。彼女はにこやかな顔をしている。素晴らしい仕事ぶりでしたよ。彼女はあなたの手をキャッシュでいっぱいにする。みんな感動していました。この場所がこんなに綺麗になったことはなかった。あなたは自分の秘密は話せないことを知ってくれた。どこ掃除すればいいか分かんなかったから手当たり次第に掃除したら結果的に良かったみたいなね。もう少しでドクロマークのところに着くの。ところで OBS の確認をしなかったけど音声は動いてる。じゃあいいや。よし。歩いてる途中いろんな曲が聴けるからいいね。口笛も吹けるし。ここいっぱい溜まってんな。Gonna cleanse my soul. Won't heed temptation. I just walk on by. Won't heed temptation. I just walk on by. あちこちに焚き火が上がってる。But its power I will deny. Won't heed temptation. Just walk on by. Oh, yeah. この男は挨拶もそこそこにこの話を聞いたことがあるかと聞いていた。 110% 放蕩なんだ。おいから聞いたものとか彼のよく知ってる人には怒ったそうだ。男は明らかに何度も話しているようで洗練された語り口で話し始める。彼はあなたに殺人を犯した息子を法律から隠した農民の話を語る。あなたはあなたにレモネードをくれた農民の話の経験からそのあらましを知っていた。しかしこの話は途中に尾ひれがついてくる。話が終わるとあなたは礼を言って先に進む。あなたはこのバージョンは覚えておくべきだろう。たとえそれが実際に起こったことでなくてもこれはいい物語だ。Tear it down. We gonna drive the hurting hearted gal with a wild day. リプリーさっきの続きだね。あと1個か2個話をすれば多分次のチャプターに進むかな。
You again? Like a thorn in my foot, you chase me down again and again, 'cause you're a poor loser. You got hustled, but we all get hustled, especially gullible mocks like you. So learn the game or it'll happen again.
この目が開き切ると次のチャプターに進めるらし
And
い。
if you look at it that way, I'm doing you a favor telling you how it works. I mean, what did you expect? I told you I steal. Now it's your turn. Scare me like you'd scare
怖い
a
話
good
をまた
mom.
しなければいけない。これにしよう。殺人を犯した息子を法律から隠した農民の話。
Good one. I think maybe you got the talent for turning the mood, sweetheart. No, you let me have something sweet, something I never had before. You listen, you never interrupted, you never stopped to tell me your life story. You just wanted to sit around with me and talk, and you ain't even try to rob me. What sort of person are you out here in the wild of America with a girl who steals? Now you show me how you do it. Pretend I'm a mark and tell me a story to make my heart race.
心躍るような話かな。これはあれだな、怖い話だもんな。心躍るか。これにして無理か。アメリカの最速の鉄道員ケイシー・ジョーンズの話。
You thrill them like
okay,
that and they'll be all yours, honey. I drove through Reno and out the other side, and after that I thought I'd never meet another gullible mark again, till you.
アメリカを横断して物語を集めないと話のストックが足りなくなるんだな。
Came a long way just to meet your gentle manner and your patience for a grifter to work her trick on you. Good job, I say. Made it all worth it. Now it's your turn. Scare me like you'd scare a good mark. Sweetheart, did I say I wanted to hear? You never should have. It's an old trick, a trick of intimacy. Was all of it a yarn? Now you show me how you do it. That ain't true. Last time she played me and now it's your.
怖がる話か。これだな、プッシュワーカーの音量の話。
That one ain't bad. When they shiver and shake for you, that's when you know you got 'em. You know, my stepdaddy used to say that the anger is momentary, because tomorrow you realize that what was stolen from you was easily replaceable. We're like these little reminders of materialism, the fluidity of things, the way things shift across the world, you know? I remember he said, we ain't like the robbers. We don't injure you, put you in a bad place. We just guide it out of your hands so you think for a second it was lost. It's just my way, you know. I was shaped by the world, and all I do is reflect the nature of it. You know, wherever you go, I'll be taking a little extra from a stranger. No prejudice.
デュプリーの話を集め終えたね。初めて人の話をコンプリートしたな。天気や農作物、世界の情勢すべて悪く、さらに悪化しているについてしばらく噂話をしてから、彼は別の話を振ってきた。君はいい話が好きなようだね。試しにこれを聞いてくれないかな。彼は大きく咳払いを何度もした後、ジャージーデビルの話を語ってくれた。それはリーズの赤魔の話とよく似ているが、ある部分は変更され、追加された部分もある。 物語を話し終えると彼はにっこりと笑う。あなたは彼が期待しているであろう大げさな称賛を送る。このバージョンは覚えておこう。たとえ真実と違っていてもいい話だ。お次はサバンナにいる？誰だろう？基本的に話を聞くだけのゲームだからな。お、ジミーだ。
Old friend, it's good to see you again.
確か制作者なんで聖書を持ってるから。
Remember what we talked about before? The young man murdered? I can't get him out of my head. It's the kind of thing you hear about all the time. The kind of thing I've seen before, but I'm still thinking about it. You got time to talk? Maybe I don't have to be your preacher and we can just chat. Lately, my journey's been pretty ordinary. Just walking, church to church. What about you? Been on any adventures?
冒険か。
Tearjerkers need a little more choice. Yeah, some days. I really believe that we all have choice on days like today. Anyway, why don't you tell me a...
まあ怖い話だったらこれ難しいな。怖い話のストックがないな、全然。
I'm not sure that one moves me. Small community like this, everyone's family. That means a lot of folk. Also means, hey, you have any spooky campfire tales?
不気味な話。これかな。名前のない墓の話。
That's how it is, huh? Well, maybe the past. I didn't know the boy. He danced, they said. Loved baseball. Called his father Big Man. You know any story that brings up...
希望は確かあったな。どうだったかな。ない。
I'll save that one for a sermon sometime. My wishes, days like this, I only have one wish. Lord, let me see another year. Guide us away from those men who would kill us as soon as share a meal.
めちゃくちゃトイレ行きたくなってきた。
Else there won't be a heaven. Only, hey, do you have any spooky campfire tales? Feels appropriate out here,
ちょっと
right?
お手洗い。 プファイヤーの不気味な話をされる。これはどうだろう。
Tearjerker sat. No, I've got to go now, friend. Headed to a congregation over this way. Long walk alone. This boy won't leave my. And I keep thinking, I'd heard that 3-6. Don't get me wrong. I just memorized a few verses. Oh my proud.
物語は成長した。あ、チャプター3は一応解放されたんだな。一応次の話には進めるみたい。お、誰かいるな。これは街中にあるのか。さっきの人だな。100年間失ったワシントン DC の通りの話をした。今度はここか。サウスカロライナ。まだ全然あれだね、話を集められてないね。まあ、とりあえず彼の話を聞きに行こう。こっち側に向かってまっすぐだな。古いアメリカの音楽を聴きながらのんびり歩こう。アイコンがある。でもこの話はもう聞き終えたっぽいな。金は必要ないか、ある男が訪ねてくる。彼はちょうどこの通りに引っ越してきて、遠石から家の中に箱を運ぶのを手伝いを必要としてた。お金を稼いだみたい。Well, I'm gonna scroll my name on the bare bones of the earth. I'm gonna dig my heels into the ground. 'Cause when that ferry man だいぶ遠くの方で焚き火が見えるな。I won't leave much to find that can be found.
Excusez-moi. Beckoning you over, the woman shows you a letter, beautifully typeset on thick vellum. You're struck by the scent of a fancy department store? She points on the parchment to the address. You are dismayed to read the first paragraph. Lorem ipsum dolor sit amet. And the address under the monogram in the letterhead. 12345 Road Street, Anytown, USA. The woman blinks hopefully, leaning close over your shoulder.
Yes? You know this place?
She asks. Poor woman. She's been tricked. This place doesn't exist, you try to explain as loud and slowly as possible.
Of course she exists.
The woman snorts, thumping a fist to her chest. You struggle to make yourself understood, but the poor woman whisks the letter away and stomps down the street. Ah well, c'est la vie.
手紙の住所を探す謎の女の話。この話はどう広がっていくんだろうな。反対方向に向かってる車しか通んないな。
This will be my tale, my vagrant song.
Outside the small thicket of apple trees, the phrase "tended to by John Chapman" is carved into a fence post. Nearby, a hound lies on its side, perfectly still. Flies buzz around its ears. But a grizzled man pauses at his digging to shoo them off. There's an extra shovel. With it, the two of you make short work of the grave. He tells you about his beliefs. Why he's raising apple orchards in the middle of the country. It's a sin to graft, he tells you. Hurts the tree. He stoops to the ground and lowers the pup into the earth. Tears flow freely. I'll see him again in heaven, he tells you. Our souls are bound by love. He wipes his eyes. I don't think I can bear to stay here, though. Maybe I'll set out again.
ジョン・チャップマン、彼の果樹園と飼い犬の話。
As you walk along the river near an unfinished bridge, a man with a tool belt catches sight of you. Hey, over there, he calls out. You look like you could use a quick way to get some hard-earned money. Hard-earned is right. The bridge hangs high over a perilous drop. Great, he exclaims. Suppose you'll want a safety belt. We Thunderbird people don't need them. You find yourself up high, looking over the rushing river that crashes around the foundation of the bridge. As you work side by side, the man mentions, You can see Thunderbirds up here if you know how to look. You ask him to explain. Practice your peripheral vision, if you dare. Last thing you need up here is for them to see you seeing them and come swooping at you, he says laughingly. You only see the clouds thicken, but it sure does pass the time working. The man pays you well when you're done with the job. He leans against a fence and turns to face you as you pass him by. At his back is a bag full of bird seed. He assures you that the gawky birds perching on his body are the last remaining passenger pigeons. They look extinct to you? You're not sure those dull gray pigeons look anything like the pictures you've seen of passenger pigeons, though you can't help thinking they stare at you a little too intently. Say, you like birds?
もちろん
They're lovely creatures. Guileless, really. Hunted damn near to extinction, weren't you? He strokes one of his birds under the chin. You think you see drips of blood flecking the creature's dirty gray head. You sense it's about time you start moving on. You be kind to the little birds now, you hear? You hurry along the road, though the flapping of ungainly wings seems to follow you for hours.
ここで物語を集めて、農夫がベリーの入った2つの木箱のそばでぼんやりと雲の行く末を眺めている。迎えを待っているところだ。と彼は言い、世間話をしないかと誘ってきた。なあ、ワイルドな話を聞きたいか？彼はあなたに中西部で墓荒らしを追う自警団の話について話しる。数分話したところで、突然それが古墳の洞窟者の話に関するものだとわかる。誰が農夫に話したか知らないが随分変わってる。でも結構いい話なんだ。ああ、思い出せないと彼は言う。何年も前から知っていたような気がする。間違いなく子供の頃からだ。そんなはずない。あなたは彼の話に感謝し、道をゆっくりと歩き始める。落ち着いていけよ、と彼はあなたを後ろから叫ぶ。新しい人だ。
Sorry, friend, but I gotta ask you not to get no closer unless I can see your hands at all times. Look too clean to be one of us. You don't look like the company sent you neither. Alright, come and share my fire spell. But don't linger. These hills is full of ears. Don't think just cause you can't see no one that you... I'll give you cornbread. Don't be so sure of me neither. I need a laugh. Know any good jokes?
ジョークか。
Well, Joy, huh? You ever hear music in a cold town? Night falls on a Sunday, you hear church sing. Listen for a while, and the cry? Sure enough, it's a cry. Colored folks, harmonicas coming up from one end of it, joining in. Sound of strings from Italy. That type of song has no country. It's the sound of the workers' choir. See anything exciting out there on the road? Most...
これエキサイティングな話になるかな。
You'd be popular at mealtime where I'm from. You'd keep a whole crew glued, I bet. Authority? Bosses? You ain't worth nothing to them. You're like a pickaxe or coal cutter. Damn shovel. You break, you get replaced. It's almost like they're proud of that. See anything exciting out there on the road? Come on, stranger. Choice? I don't know if I'm... See anything exciting?
クイーンの冒険に。
Brings me back. There was a time when me and Big Ben could just enjoy exciting stories like this one. Travel? Well, next time you take a train, take a peek on up at its beating heart. It's black
この人は
breath.
炭鉱夫か。
It's just what a mining man looks like inside him. Coal dust, smoke, and fire. See anything exciting out there on the road? Mostly I just seen dog.
これ目開ききってるから取っとこう。いやでも
Are you trying to scare me? Every man in the last meeting I ran could tell you a story scarier than that right off the top of his head. Traps. Yeah, I tried to help dig us out. Now more like than not, I'm gonna be running forever. Keep thinking I should get mad about it sometimes. Fire follows the line all the way up into the hole, and then there's the men with their eyes screwed shut. Morning. I gotta get going. Headed up that way. Won't be specific for my safety and yours. You want to find me? Then do it. Talk again about these things. Cole ain't got no country. No worker neither. Worker ain't Virginian, ain't Christian, white, colored, Irish, Polish, nothing. A worker is a worker. And we all gotta work. If you're one of them, if you think I sound red, you...
Little Ben.ここにいるのか、だいぶ離れてるな。そしたら今度はここまっすぐ行って彼にまた会いに行ってみよう。なんかある。ワシントン。これなんだろう。書き木の跡みたいな。このガソリンスタンドの涼しい日陰でしばらく過ごすことにした。3人の子供が家族の車の横に座っているのに気づく。親はレジ係と大声で口論している。子供たちは恥ずかしそうにしている。彼は彼らにいい収穫を確実にするために毎晩労働者を殺したサトウキビ農家の話をしていた。 メイソンか。
First, Ma and Pa wanted me and Paul on the front lines. They wanted someone to be proud of, and I did as they asked. Then the government wanted me to take an IOU, and I did. When there were no more jobs, I, along with thousands of others like me, went and asked Hoover to pay up. General MacArthur was so scared of us, he brought in goddamn tanks to keep us from tearing apart DC. Do you know any happy stories? Hopeful ones?
ハッピーストーリーか。
And that's what you think when you my journey? If you take it day by day, tell me
幸せな話って言われてもな。
love? But love comes. Know any good jokes? I don't really scare at traps. It's a slow. I don't really. Tell me a happy story.
ハッピーストーリー。
For a moment there, just a moment, I felt better about it all too. When the memories swirl, I find joy again. Between the trenches, I catch a glimpse of Paul before he was gone. So anyway, tell me a funny story? But faith, the night's over soon. I should be leaving. The road takes me this way. I wish there was a road I could take home. Home, something I think.
ちょっとこの人と話すには話のネタが足りなさすぎるな。あそこに行ってみるか。
The women are oblivious to your approach. Their eyes are shut. Their touch, where they hold hands, is gentle. They speak in low tones. One stifles a burst of laughter, but it brings a smile to their faces. Sorry, says the one who laughed. Don't be, another assures her. They don't look up.
これ選択肢によってなんか物語の種類が変わるのか。
The branch snaps beneath you. The youngest jerks her eyes open and snatches her hands free from the circle.
It's all right. He isn't coming back.
Soothes the eldest. She turns to you.
You could join us. If you've got something you're grateful
感謝
for.
を捧げよう。
Your words go unremarked. The youngest, holding your right hand, takes her turn.
And we give thanks for those who left, who we wanted gone, for the skills to thrive without them, and for the companions who make the effort joyful.
Your hands are released. The ceremony is over.
森で祈る女たちの話。物語を集める他にお金を稼ぐみたいなのがある。どっち側行くのが正解か。おはいよ。こっちも結構人いるんだよな。こっち側全然行ってないからこっち行ってもいい。右側はニューヨーク。あ、でもここはあれか。先がないな、もう。ここ橋の方からガラッと一周して回ってきたから、まあ、ここら辺ちょっと歩いて物語を集めるっていうのもあるかも。これ右左になんかお金を稼ぐ建物があるね。
You hear the whippoorwill first, shrill and close. Then you see him, high up above the black streaks of wires. A lineman, fraying belt holding him to the pole. A damned bird has come to perch on a power line, stare hungrily at the man's soul. He's unsteady. His hands are shaky, and his body sways in the wind. You spot his tool bag next to the pole, worn and frayed, much like the man. A half-gone bottle of cheap rye pokes out of it. What's he gonna do? Come down from the pole? You snatch it from his bag in one quick motion and walk away. Hey! He starts. But whatever he's about to say slips into a slurred whine as his belt snaps. His body plummets. His limbs go slack with the understanding of what is happening to him. He tumbles into the tall, dry grass by the side of the road with a muffled
ナ
noise.
チュラルに酒かっぱらってるかな。
All you hear is the call of the whippoorwill. Eager, loud, thankful.
なんかもうちょっと歩く速さ変えらんないかなと思うけど、まあそれダメだよな。旅するゲームだもんな。ボストンって言ったっけ？言ったな。一応一旦ポートランドに入ってなんかお金稼ぐなりしたいね。入れるかな。でもポートランドこっち側にニューヨークがあったんだよな。そこに入れなかった。奥側に物語があるようでない。モニターの誇りだった。モニターも置かないとな。でももう物語は多分集めたんだよな、ここら辺は。人と話さなすぎてチュートリアルが出てきた。
Well, I'm gonna cast my stones o'er the waters of this land, and by I'll see them far and long. 'Cause when the night come down for to take me hand in hand, this will be my tale, my vagrant song.
これ車で走ってる人もいないからヒッチハイクもできないんだよな。
A few wanderers like you are looking for a place to camp.
We heard there's a Leatherman cave nearby.
They tell you. They describe a locally famous vagrant who hiked this area for almost 30 years.
He's dead now, but his caves are the best place to camp at any town.
You and the other wanderers find the cave easily, because someone's lit a fire there. As you approach, you see a silhouette bend over the flames with an odd creaking sound, like a door swinging in the wind. His coat is crudely stitched from leather plates that squeak against each other.
The Leatherman,
one of the others whispers.
a ghost.
The Leatherman must have heard, but he just stares.
Are you a ghost?
Shouts one of the others.
Huh? Leatherman?
The Leatherman's face reddens, and he stands suddenly, his stinking leather jacket screeching like a rusted gate as he unfolds himself to his full, towering height. You're 10 yards away before you glance back and see the Leatherman standing outside his cave, hurling insults in French. Wait, you shout. Maybe he's not a ghost. He's a French ghost! The others scream. The Leatherman, wheezing, flings a rock.
レザーマンの洞窟の地って、あ、でもここら辺うろついて正解だったな。結構物語がある。一回会いに行ってもいいな。あと、新しい人が違うな。クイーンがいるな。
Stones or the waters of this land, and by and by I'll see them far and long. 'Cause when the night come down for to take me hand in hand, this will be my tale, my vagrant song.
His clothes are expensive, but unkempt. A tailored jacket stretched and warped out of its best fit by long days on the road. His thinning frame weighs down the boxcar next to yours. You got a light, friend? You offer a match, which bends and nearly snaps as he scratches it against the pitted iron edge of the boxcar.
こういう描写を見るとちょっとタバコを一緒に吸いたくなるなってなるけど、
perching one
残念ながらもう
last
禁煙
cigarette
してる
on
んだ
his
よ
lip. Don't rightly know where I'm going. You notice how deeply wrinkled his clothes are. It's as though a huge hand plucked him from a high society party and crumpled him up like a sheet of paper. Don't rightly know how I got going either. They built a railway just past Missy Hudson's estate. A damned racket ruined our soiree. Might have been a few bottles of Armagnac too many when I walked down the tracks to tell them to keep it quiet. He drags on the cigarette, but you never see him exhale.
この時代の人はみんな旅してるんだな。何かしら、どこかしら。よいしょ。この物語は
Clouds roll together to fill the sky. You shelter beneath a rocky overhang. Above, the clouds turn gray and purple and blue. Lightning arcs between them. The hairs on the back of your arms stand. The lightning is so strong that it seems to open a path in the haze above you. You are sure you see massive talons curved around the clouds. The thunder is so immense that the ground trembles. Your lips and hands tingle from the electric charge that fills the air until the dancing lightning passes on over the hills.
巨大な雷雨の地。海外はハリケーンとか雷雨とかその規模がすごいから C から。日本でもこの前ちょっとだけ竜巻起こったよな。アンカー製品のこの家はいい風よけになる。工事関係者はすでにその日の道具を片付け始めている。その中の一人があなたが忍び込んでいるのを見てウィンクする。地下室はどうだいと彼は言う。いいアドバイスだ。あなたはゆっくりと休める涼しい休憩所を見つける。優しい人だった。この時代は旅人が多そうだからな。こういう一期一会の出会いもめちゃくちゃあったんだろうな。これから会うクイーンも旅をしてる少年だし。クイーンはどこにいるかな。ここまっすぐニューヨークの端っこか。ニューヨークの端っこだけど海岸も行きたいな。ここ通るかまっすぐ行くか。お、焚き火が見える。この物語を見上げにクイーンに会いに行こう。
The man is the color of mill dust. His smile creases his face like folds in dough. He gestures you inside the dilapidated structure and shouts over the sound of driving wheels. You're welcome to sleep here. You don't want to rest by the river. Not in the evening. The man shoves the broken door closed behind you. The mill is warm, and the air is heavy with the powder kicked up by your entrance. You realize how easy it would be to drift off on this pile of sacks to the loud but constant sound of the pain sears your spine. Why did you sleep at this ridiculous angle? Your back complains from being draped over the millstone. It's good the mill is totally abandoned. Its works long ago disconnected, or your legs would have been pulverized. The man is gone. This is not a place to linger.
不気味な水車小屋の話。ここをぐるっと一周っていうかまっすぐ行ってもクイーンのとこには行けそうだからと思ったけど、ここから先行けなかった。バッファロー。町の近くには物語がある。
The edge of summer has turned the ocean choppy and misanthropic, and the skies miserably gray. The boardwalk prophetess lured you into her tent with a promise to read a fortune for free. Seems like business has slowed to a crawl already. Before you lie the instruments of her profession. There's tarot cards, Rider-Waite, but also Marseille for traditionalists, rosary beads and costume jewelry, and of course, the centerpiece, a great glass globe. With practiced theatricality, she goes directly for the crystal ball, letting her eyes unfocus as though she can see a great distance into it. She brings up names, places, asks if you've known someone called John, if you have a relative in Newark. You deflect her cold reading. What could she possibly know of your life? Her frustration with you mounts. When she abruptly stops talking, you think she's simply given up. But no. Your eyes, she says, her voice suddenly drained of the bassy drama that was her stock in trade. You've met him. You've seen him, too. You carry him with you. The words that come out of your mouth are not your own. They seem unwilling or unable to form properly out of a human throat. They're more like snarls, warning noises of a vicious animal. The glass globe shatters. Your vision is hazy, and your body is not your own. You came far to get away from me, the voice lodged inside you says, but this one has a way of wandering. The fortune teller has collapsed, cowering. When you come to your senses, you're lying face down on the rough wood of the boardwalk, sore and weak.
占い師と呪い。
The man wears a fine cotton suit, clean as a whistle. Like the dust and dirt of travel just don't stick. As you draw closer to him, a vibrant fragrance enriches your nostrils. Notes of jasmine, citrus, and... is that sandalwood? No. Birch tar. Have you seen a jailbird around? Usual black and white stripes. A woman. The man doesn't elaborate much. She has a debt to settle. That's all. I have coins for your trouble. Did she now? Hard to find such honest folks in these times. You blink, and the man is no longer there. Your pockets feel heavier.
「久しぶりにクイーンに会おう」。
Stranger, it's good to see you again. You know, I'm gonna see this whole world one day, but for now, I just got my sights set on seeing all 48 of the great U.S. I already seen 10 whole states. That's better than my folks ever done, that's for sure. Plenty of townies and even some tramps treat me like I'm kid simple, but I ain't helpless, and I only act it when I ain't got no better choice, like if I get pinched. I do right fine on my own, don't need nobody but Cass and Flip. I want to hear a story about ghosts or murderers or something.
クイーンの要
Scary
求は分かりやすいな。音量の話をしよう。
You spin a good yarn. I was shivering there for a little bit. The past is just that. Past. The whole world is at my feet, so why bother talking about the one place I can't go to no more? You got any happy stories? Now that's a happy story. You want to talk about heaven? Ain't no good I can recall coming my life from praying.
同感だな。
Small things, big things, no answer all the same. You got any happy stories?
ハッピーなストーリーな。リトルベンの奮闘を語る。リトルベンってハッピーだったっけ？ハッピーね。カモメと漁師の話をしてみよう。
Sometimes I need a tale like that just to remind me it's not all depressed out there. Huh, the future. I suppose I'll just keep heading west. California sounds mighty fine, and most everyone is heading that way anyhow. Hey, tell me one of those exciting stories.
エキサイティング。巨大な雷雨の話か。さっきの話はどこだったかな。 ジミーの例え話じゃないな。リプリーでもない。ライブの話にするか。これだ。バーリントン郊外で巨大なライブの話。
Well, that was something. You spin a good yarn. In this country, I don't rightly know what this thing called America is. I know what I done been told in school, but the words don't fit the picture. What with tramping across the whole thing, figure I'll find out for myself soon enough. I want a story that scares me. Now I'm older, almost nobody can do it. Give me your best shot.
Gabotクレーンの恐ろしい伝説を語ってみよう。
Wow, that's the stuff, stranger. Spooky campfire tales are my favorite. Being trapped, caged. You think beggardom is a prison? No, stranger. Beggardom is freedom. Responsibility is the real trap. Wound tight like an old spring. Pride and pretending will bleed folk dry, and then when there ain't nothing left to be proud of, when they can't pretend no more, they'll unwind. Oh, heck, the night's over already. I sure enjoyed talking to you, but I gotta get on. I think I'll see what's happening up the road. Sometimes I surely do wonder what'll become of this land. Folks have been chasing the dream of tying it up for so long. Now they got their wish. Things are worse than ever. Maybe America was never meant to be held in your hand like this.
Queen はすぐ近くにいるけど、すぐ話しかけに行くのももったいないな。この男性は過労死で恐怖を抑えながら新聞を読んでいる。ページをめくるごとに表情が険しくなっていく。突然彼のしかめっ面が驚きで少し崩れる。彼はうわーっとつぶやく。彼は糖蜜だけを食べていた男の話について読み上げる。あなたはショックを受けた。それは糖蜜を作った人のはずだがいくつかの部分が変更されているんだ。彼は肩をすくめ、しかしナンセンスだよねという最近の印刷物は。焚き火がいっぱいある。食堂テントでケーキを配りテーブルを掃除する。いろんなとこに話があるな。
There are people shouting and laughing inside this restaurant, and a man sitting alone on the porch like a statue. When you sit beside him, he gives you a weak grin. Look at us. Tired? I get so tired. Can't even celebrate a job done. WPA, planting trees. He tells you about the hours he spends digging holes in the sun. Collapse has been hard on folks, but I didn't have a job before all this. Now I'm doing good. Kind of glad things went to shit. He hesitates. Is that wrong, do you think? His head sinks onto his chest. I'm never sure, though, he says. Never completely sure. Then he glances up, forces a smile. In awkward apology, he makes you a gift of half his sandwich.
いい人だ。
Jesus, I'm I'm really pulling down the mood, he stammers.
この奥側にいるのが、これ新しい人か。ピッツバーグによってその人の話を聞いてみよう。
The girl presses her fingers into the man's shoulder. Watch! The train pounds past, throwing up thick and suffocating dust. For several minutes, the world is nothing but a cloud. It settles to reveal the two, now painted orange with filth.
Making sure he understands.
She looks at the man.
Do you?
He nods.
Come back tomorrow, an hour earlier.
He nods again, glances warily at you,
もう
and
ちょっ
then
と楽な
runs
姿勢
away.
でゲームしよう。
The girl stares at you appraisingly.
You ain't escaped. You're not with the law. Why are you here?
She snorts. Lucky? She smiles. It's a bright crescent against the ochre dirt.
I have a duty. I run the route. I get people out of this shithole. But it means I can't leave. At this bend, the trains have to slow. If you've got enough layers on and you know when to jump, get aboard without breaking much. I know all the timings.
The look she gives you is combative.
If I showed you how, would you take it? A train to anywhere? You'd take a chance like that? When you have a choice?
She smiles again, but it is forced. Sad.
People who like to be surprised by the future never had a really bad surprise.
Well, I'm gonna heft my spade up upon my weary back. I'm gonna keep that.
This bustling farm has a strange layout. A central farmhouse, stately in its age, surrounded by smaller outbuildings like apartments. A number of folks go about their chores around it, children running through the gardens. Two people approach when they see you.
Hello, stranger.
A shorter one, androgynous, calls with a smile. The other, a tall man, looks on with suspicion.
We don't get many visitors out here.
Looking around, the people at the farm don't look like a family. Too many adults of all shapes and sizes. The taller man puts a protective hand on the shorter one's shoulder. Can we help you? It doesn't sound like he wants to. You say you're just a traveler looking for a place to sleep and have no desire to intrude on their lives. You ask what this place is.
A communal home.
The shorter person says.
You're welcome to stay if you bring no judgment. We're all friends.
They say.
Family, really. Wanted a place we could live without fear, together.
They gesture to the outbuildings.
Each couple or group has a private apartment, and we all share the farm.
You see two black men lift a child into the air. See a pair of women kiss as they pass each other.
Not everywhere would have us. Give us jobs, even. We live here to share the work of family. Chosen family.
The old man sits by the roadside. A post protrudes from the dirt. A mismatched set of horseshoes tethered to the top with colorful string. I wish I knew where it went, he mutters. He glances up and startles. I know you. We've met before, haven't we? I know you. He stands, triumph in his smile. It's been 50 years, but I'd recognize you anywhere, General. He fingers his lapel. I don't have it anymore, but I remember that day so well. You shook my hand. He offers that hand to you. There's a jolt as your palms meet. The sky grows dark. A faceless crowd gathers, a hodgepodge of uniforms and insignia. The old man smiles. Years melt from him. And then you said... The response leaps from your tongue. This is for your bravery. There's a medal in your hand. He grins, salutes. The horde around you falls, 100 spectral soldiers dropping into the dirt. You step back. The darkness recedes, and the world is as it was. But the old man still wears the medal. Well, how about that? Thank you, stranger.
不思議な話だったわ。お、なんかこの農夫の人よく会うな。最も裕福で冷酷な密輸した伝説のグエン・ミシェの話。ああ、打ち合ってた人。奥側にちょっともう一個あるから。あ、でもこれ川を渡るやつだな。話を聞こう。今回初めての人だな。違った、リトルペンだった。全然リトルペンだった。
I don't know you from anyone. But maybe in the end that don't matter so much, so long as we're after the same things. Little firelight, little morsel, a minute or two of company. Well, I ain't got much, and I sure ain't got more than that. I'll share what I have. You'll do the same for a stranger one day by and by. See anything exciting out there on the road? Mostly I just seen dogs.
あ、この人にはまた雷雨の話をしてみよう。エキサイティングだった。
Brings me back. There was a time when me and Big Ben could just enjoy exciting stories like this one. This country, pretty here. How many human bodies you think it's built on? I'm just being figurative. Mostly. Anyway, I need something to laugh about.
笑える話。
Got any funny ones?
この人の話覚えてないんだよね、正直。
Come on, don't faith. No room for fear to back then. Every day I'd get up. It's not like you ever. But then every day, well, see anything exciting out there?
Exciting. これ知ってみよう。酔っ払ったコンプ。ある意味エキサイティングでもあるな。
Stranger,
あ、でもダメだった。
miners tell me sadder stuff than that every day of the week. Change? We asked for change. They cut us down like goddamn dogs. Good men who just come into the union, workers, their wives, the widows, everybody. The river turned to blood like something out of Exodus. And if they find me, they'll do the same. I can't stay here, you understand? See anything exciting out there? That's that's supposed to be scared? My wishes
これ
come
怖い話なんだ
true. Injury, nobody left. What if heaven? Can you tell me something?
悲劇的な話。あ、そしたらさっきの失業で別れたこれだ。
This kind of sadness is where we all meet one another on level ground. Why ask me about love? I had a chance once. I think it's past. That's just the way it went. Me, I can run to the hills till my ribs show, but I wasn't gonna do that to... You can't do that to a wife. Here comes the dawn. Headed out this way. Can't say
今回は
where
全然話が弾ま
specifically.
なかったな。
My safety and yours, you understand? My journey ain't so long as the crow flies, but it's winding. Detours for hiding, for dodging dogs, and men with guns. See, I don't have to run from you, though. If we run into one another out that way, maybe we'll share a little fire again.
同じ旅人同士なのか、火は分け与えてくる。
My vagrant song.
ここにリトルベンがいるから、ここまっすぐ行ってまたリトルベンと話して、こうだな。なかなかこう求めてる話に合わせるのが難しいな。これの右側かな。
Here you are again. How's the journey treating you? She doesn't understand. Almost nobody. So anyway, tell me a fun.
面白い話だよね。デュプリーの物語を語ってみよう。
Yeah, Paul would have liked that one. Can't look to fortune anymore. Not after all that's happened. Never thought the government would control my fortune, but I suppose I was fool enough to hand it over. Know any good jokes? I'm not so good at telling them anymore.
ジョークか。
I don't really scare at that stuff
これはホ
anymore.
ラー。
Love? But love comes... So anyway, And that's what you think when my family won't. I cannot put. Know any good joke? Tell
希望に満ちた話か。
That can't be true. Well,
難しいな。
the road takes me this way next. Wish it would take him. The family always did like Paul more anyhow. Even the other soldiers of the bonus army. If I got my sister Jessie, and she's not letting her.
でもメイさんの話は成長したな。これが完璧な形とは言えないけど。
That one's got a wild spirit to her, she remarks, sweat pooling under her dark brown eyes. The car, halted in the middle of her garage, is a groaning, hulking beast, a gorgeous pre-Ford monstrosity, handmade for speed and grace, and perhaps not so much durability.
A ghost, a white, a soul, whatever you want to call it. Of course cars have them,
she sighs.
but every year there's less wild ones and more of these damn Model Bs. Tame things, weak and sorry.
She strokes the swooping hood of the luxury car like one might groom a prize stallion.
These beauties, not even their owners really understand them. But today's cars have petty souls. They're meant to ferry accountants to and fro, not to run wild on the open road. It is, and it should be,
she cackles.
Gods save me from the mealy-mouthed whining of weak engines. Any fool can drive a Ford, and so, every fool will.
ここまた戻って話を聞くか。チャプター3に入ってしまう。
When everything has left you, all that remains is a peculiar peace. It's hard to keep it, especially considering the panic that comes on sometimes. Sometimes when it's hard to breathe. Truthfully, the leg being gone is bad enough, but the way people look at you, that's when I miss being whole the most. Do you know any happy stories, hopeful ones? liked that one. There's some hope left for you too, you know. Wishes fulfilled? If I had my way, I'd go back to a time before the war. But now, the stars cross the sky. Tell me a happy story. I don't really scare at that. They say that God... I don't... Know any good jokes?
ジョークか。
That can't be true. This journey, I didn't get paid traveling back to Oregon. So long as I can... Tell me,
話のあれがないな。
traps. So... And that's what you think when you think of tragedy. I've got a... Ma's mind is going. When she sees me, the sadness, the night's over. I'm headed up this way next. The journey's long, but there's cruel people. Look for me, maybe.
ちょっと物語をもうちょっと集めないとダメだろ。この場所にはインディアンの時代から続く歴史があるんだ。彼の民から盗まれた遺品を取ります現地のロビンフッドの話。からしを追う地形だの話。で、ここまっすぐ行くと焚き火があるけど、ここまっすぐっているのがこの子でどっちから行こうか。あっちにもあるんだよな。あ、でもこれか。さっき話をしたけど、ネタがなくて広がらなかった人。あの人はちょっと申し訳ないけど、後回しにしよう。もうちょっといろいろ歩いて物語を集めないとダメだな。まだ左側の方面を全然行ってないから、アイオワとか行ってないし、それはニューヨーク方面しか行ってないんだよな。マイアミとニューヨーク、マンハッタン、カリフォルニア。一旦ぐるっとアメリカを一周してからまだ戻ってきてもいいな。ちょうど新しい物語がクリーブランドに。北側にも一個あった。街に2つか3つくらい物語があるから。
A woman waits while a man in a truck fills two of her buckets with scoops of whitish powder from a bin. She sees you staring.
Want to make some cash?
She calls. She takes you up the drive to her farmhouse, where her son and daughter are mixing something in a metal barrel.
Locust bait,
she says.
Poison? The town bought enough for everyone, but we gotta mix it ourselves.
She'll pay you to help. You use a broom handle to mix the poison with bran. The teens watch from the porch, faces frozen, distrustful scowls. Their mother pays you well, but later in the day you feel lightheaded, tingling pins and needles all over. You feel only a little better after you vomit.
毒のバケツを持った女の話。 ばい、ハートが半分になってる。どっかの街行って休んだりなんか飯食ったりしないと。
Here, can you find her? His voice is soft, cooing. He's lowered himself down so that his head is level with the two blonde-topped boys next to him. Can you find Grandma? They're pulling ears of corn off stalks with uncommon gentleness. You don't really say anything. You're just interrupted by the sight of the man's face, a subtle hole under his eye socket.
I didn't see you there.
なんか怖そうな話だった。
The wormy body of a stalk borer crawls out of his skull.
あの幼虫が這い出してくる。
You'd best be moving on, Drifter.
And the sea. And when I still
そろそろ街に寄らないとちょっとやばいな。ペナルティーはないとして。あ、新しい人だ。フランクリン。
Why, hello there. Look like that's a heavy bag you're carrying. Let me get that for you. I insist. You see this uniform? It means you can trust me to make sure this is the most comfortable journey you've ever had in your life. Who am I? Well, I'm no George, I tell you that. But that's not important. This trip is about you, friend. Anyway, I'm in the mood for a good happy story.
ハッピーな話、確実なのこれしかわかんないんだよ
A positive attitude.
な。おは
That's
よ
what I
う。
like to hear.
初めて見たんです。30分ほど仮眠してからお仕事戻り
あら
ます。
ー、お仕事お疲れ様。ありがとう。これはなんか物語を読み解く
Well,
ゲーム
my
だから、
wishes have come
なん
true.
だろう、
That's for
本当に
certain.
マイペースに遊んでる感じだね。
When I was a boy,
ゆっくり寝れるとい
a
いね。
Pullman
おやす
porter
み。
was the best thing a black man could be.
ブルマンポーター。あー、なんか
Smart,
付き人みたいなお仕事
handsome,
がこの人
well
は。
dressed, and with a salary in his pocket.
いや、この制服はこの人にとって誇りなんだな。
Tell me something that'll make me laugh. I could use a chuckle.
笑いが欲しい。ここら辺なんかホラーっていう扱いなんだよな。じゃあクイーンの冒険を語ろう。
Oh, that's a good one. Very good.
いいね。
Travel, we've all got places to be, and we've all got to get there somehow. So why not get the getting there to be as good as it can get? See, that's really important when getting there is all you got. Have any optimistic tales?
楽観的
I'd
な
like to
話。
hear one of those.
うーん。
Who finds that one funny?
集めた物語がどのジャンルに対応してるか全然わかんないからな。
Imprisonment?
割と運なところだ。
Well, there's a difference between a train you have to ride. We porters want that difference to be us.
スマホ版の VR チャットをなんか出先とかでも気軽にできるから、あれだ、いいね。ちょっとした休憩とかに軽く入って人の話を聞いたりして、希望に満ちた話。あ、これは希望の話なのかな。
Might not be telling that one to the boys, actually. When it comes to the job, the right and wrong choices are pretty simple. When a passenger pays good money for a trip, it's only natural they expect a good trip in return. So a porter will treat you right because it's the right thing to do. Have any optimistic tales?
探すか楽観的な話も。 これは違う
will
のか。
probably ruin the mood if I share it in our quarters. If you're looking for freedom, just think about how magnificent a train is. That's freedom, and that's my life. Another night over. I surely did enjoy all those stories, though. Maybe next time I'll let down my hair a bit. You must excuse me, friend. What kind of porter am I saying this trip is all about you, only to start talking about my own damn self? But enough of my indulgences. I hope I see you again.
どっかの町に入んないと体力がやべえな。近いのがここか。クイーンも近くにいるからクイーンに会いに行くかな。あ、反対方向だ。クリーブランドからこうやって昔のアメリカをこう歩いて旅して人から話を聞いてその物語を誰かに聞かせてその物語を集めるっていう人から話を聞くっていうゲームだね。これひたすら歩いて旅をして街を訪れてお金を稼いでっていう旅人のゲームだな。先にデトロイト行くか。まずお店ポニードッグあとルートビア。お金を稼ごう。あなたはお金を稼ぐ方法を探して街をさまよった。これはもう一回やったやつだな。
The rain is coming down so hard. It's a wonder the sidewalk hasn't started to crack. You manage to find a narrow patch under a ledge where you can stay dry. A squat man, bundled up in a black fur coat and matching hat, approaches. The thick rain flattens and mats his fur. He squints up at you.
You're in my spot.
He crows. He thanks you as you step aside, back into the rain. You keep walking, hoping to find more shelter. Now that you see the man from a distance, you're not sure the fur is a coat. A pair of red eyes shine back at you. The rain stops a minute later. You look back up the road.
これどのボタンを押すと解説見れるんだけど、翻訳モッド使ってるんだけど、ところどころこの時代の物語の解説をしてくれるはずなんだけど、ショートカット忘れちゃったよ。
The storm swept in just before sundown, heralded by a purple sky and electricity in the air. You sought shelter alongside a grizzled farmer. All he can do is pace, muttering to himself.
Can't just stay here.
You catch.
Gotta find her.
He looks up at you.
My daughter was out down the road.
He balls his fists.
God. Fuck this.
He hauls open the door, shielding his face from the fierce dust. He runs out into the storm. The dust scours your skin, and razor winds whip at your clothing. You struggle for breath. The maelstrom has turned the world murky red. You don't see the farmer. You press on through the storm. You see the farmer up ahead. He's on his knees. Great, dark shape made from swirling dust looms over him. You manage no more than a cough. The dust thing engulfs the man in his body. The storm whips faster. You can't breathe. You have to get back to shelter. You make it to safety, but don't manage any sleep. Storm settles in the early hours. You find the farmer laid out in the street, his corpse a shriveled mass. He has one arm stretched out in front of him, as if to crawl.
集めた物語を切り替えるやつはどうやるんだ。特にない。アクションがスペース、口笛がコントロール、そして体力が回復してない。メニュー、持ち物、弾丸の薬莢、食べ物とかなかったっけ？物語を58個集めました。237もある。あ、これか、物語の交換。なるほどね。だから、これでいろいろ入れ替えてやるってことか。全体的に入れ替えてみるな。レザーマンの洞窟とクイーンの冒険は必要だから、小さな町の上品な女性の話はとりあえず入れ替えてみるか。ジャージーデビルの話全然しないんだよな。だからここは変えるところはない。ブッシュワーカーの音量、老人の話、あ、でもこれでいいか。これしてリトルベンの糞とこれ必要。人からなんか出会った人から聞いた話はいい感じに使えるから、ロビンフットの話、これは交換できるものない。ジョン・チャップマンと彼の果樹園と帰りの話、悲劇の話だな。正直ここは話の使いどころがあんまり分かってないんだよな。クリープランド周辺、毒のバケツを持った女の話。これしよう、じゃあ。オッケー。なるほどね。こうやった物語を交換していくのか。だからこれで会話の選択肢を増やして、なんとかしろってことね。オッケーオッケー。
Stacks of suitcases grind the parked Model A deeper into the dirt. An extended family inside defies the carrying capacity of the vehicle. The driver leans out the window. Want this? He swings a violin around by its neck. 10 bits. We need it for gas. You hear a muffled pounding from somewhere within the car. 6 bits then.We need it for gas. The pounding becomes frantic. The violin is yours, and the car shudders down the road. It's not quite out of sight when the back door pops open and you hear a girl's voice scream at you. That violin belongs to Louise Ames, you dumb fuck! The door and the girl are wrestled back into place, and the car fades into the blur of the horizon.Its weight feels like a comfort as you walk, After all, who knows when you'll need Louise Ames' violin?
どのボタンってだっけな、オルトだっけ、タブだっけな。まあいい。このまま行くとライフが足りなくなるな。どっかでちょっと休みたいな。でも今コイン6枚使っちゃったから多分何も買えないんだよな。あ、でもなんか買える。ポニードッグか、これか。オレンジジュースかアイスティー。あ、でもライフ回復しない。お金も稼げない。あ、終わった。奥の物語回収してから彼に話しかけてた。あれかな、なんかオプション、話してる時もオプションで変えられるのかな。後で試してみよう。物語の内容を変えられるのを今知った。
Just a moment there, he says, shaking your hand. I'm Paul Dalhart from the Republican Herald. You may have heard of it. Syndicated in 6 counties. Well, no matter. But listen, you may have noticed a vocal few out there. I call them naysayers, who throw up their hands and fly the white flag as soon as life gets a little tough. But wouldn't you agree that it's never been a better time to live and do business in this country? He nods happily, scribbles down your details for the paper. I could tell you weren't a naysayer the first time I saw you. My thanks. And his voice drops to a conspiratorial whisper as he palms you a quarter. From a brother in arms.
お金稼げてからちょっとライフ回復しに行ってみようか。もう一回デトロイトで戻ろう。コニードッグ変える。オッケー。体力回復。別に死んでもペナルティーはないけど、死なずに行きたいよね。多分実績解除とかもあるだろうけど。クイーンと最後の話だ。
You seem an alright sort, stranger. But there are some real bums out there, and I ain't talking about folks who are down on their luck. Got myself run off from a nice spot I done set all up a few miles back for winter. Ain't the first time I've been run off. Let me tell you about the bunch of Judases what raised me. I was oldest, had a brother and a baby sister. The farm was small, but it weren't sad and all full of ruination in the early days.But I suppose my ma and pa couldn't make a go of it. When things started getting depressed and tight, every damn thing started to fall to pieces. First they stole from us, money we'd been saving or earned, things they could sell. Then they abandoned my brother, letting him die instead of calling a doctor. Then they sent me on my way, saying they couldn't provide no more, that I was too big for them to keep.I want to hear one of them venturing tales. Got any?
冒険話か。この状態だとあれか、話を聞けないのか。冒険か。これか。ロビン・フッドの物語を語ってみよう。
Ain't life got enough tearjerkers? Well, talking of choices, Maybe if I did, they could have paid for the doctor. I want a story that scares me. Now I'm older.
怖い話だったらまあ
That's the stuff, stranger. Spooky campfire tales are my favorite. Love? Well, I love these dogs. Took Cass with me when I left. She was the family dog for that, though me and my brother were always the ones what really looked after her. Figured they'd starve her or eat her at the first chance they got, so I didn't ask permission, just got myself ready for a fight. I want to hear a story about ghosts or murderers or something.
どこだったっけな。そしたらじゃあこれでどうだ。
You spin a good yarn. I was shivering there for a little bit. You know, though, I'm sick to death of talking about faith or getting wishes granted. Gotta trust in the Lord, Quinn, they said as my brother lay dying. My folks too damn prideful to send for a doctor they knew they couldn't pay for. Gotta trust in the Lord, they said, but he didn't provide neither. I never wished for anything more than I wished to keep my brother, but wishing never did a damn thing for nobody. Hey, do you got any really thrilling stories to tell?
スリリングな話か。これスリリングだったのか。
Whoa, quite a story, stranger. Brings to mind my home. Grew up riverside in North Louisiana. Not the Mississippi, mind. One of its tributes. When I think happy thoughts about that old house, I think about the river 50 yards back from the porch. I think about the muddy bank and how it felt to have your feet sink into that particular kind of muck. I think how that straight new river road they put in reoriented the farm. Front became the back, and we... Hey, tell me one of those exciting stories.
Exciting な話。
Well, that was a lively tale. You talk about fate. I wonder sometimes if what was in them is in me too. That thing. Whatever it was that made my parents no good for people. Well, night's over. Didn't understand all your stories, but I'd hear more if I see you again on my travels. Look, I didn't mean to drag you down with my stories of misery and suffering or whatever, but you're a good listener. That's rare in a person, you know. But round you, I feel safe to tell the truth. Look, I'm heading up the road this way. Where are you going? I hope our roads cross again, friend.
クイーンとの会話はもうちょっと続くのか。もう朝の5時になるのか。
lifeline. Your one hope to escape the You grab the straps and haul yourself up.
Oh,
Shouts the woman on the back.
a fellow observer.
She's wrapped in a scarf
さっき
and
と同じような
aviation
話し方思ったら
goggles,
ちょっと違うな。
juggling a pen and a notebook while hanging onto the unsteady car. The dust scours your face and rips at your clothes.
We're not done with our observations.
She threads one arm through the straps and makes another attempt to write, but it comes out illegible.
Blast it. Get inside and take dictation, will you?
You clamber through the open back window, and she hands you pen and notebook. You scribble furiously while she dictates the finer qualities of the dust and wind assaulting the car until her voice is hoarse.
That'll do.
She bangs on the roof.
Judith, let's go.
おお。これもエキサイティングな話だな。よし。やっぱ一回じゃ全部無理だな。キャラクターが多すぎるし、物語も多すぎる。まだ見る物語がこんなにたくさん。これは合ってない人も結構いるな。そしたらクイーンの物語を完結させて今日は終わりにしよう。ちょっとトイレにも行きたいし。
Hey, stranger, it's good to see you. I've been missing our talk since you and I last split. Been thinking how my family Judiced me and how they did wrong by my little brother. Worrying there was maybe something else I could have done. Here, sit with me. I want someone to talk with about all this. Though I love them dearly, my dogs ain't such good talkers. Hey, tell me one of those exciting stories.
エキサイティングな話、さっき仕入れてきたミシガンの砂嵐。
Well, that was something. You spin a good yarn. Brings to mind my home. Grew up riverside in North Louisiana. Not the Mississippi mind, one of its tributes. When I think happy thoughts about that old house, I think about the river 50 yards back from the porch. I think about the muddy bank and how it felt to have your feet sink into that particular kind of muck. I think how that straight new river road they put in reoriented the farm. Front became the back, and we turned our backs on the river. I want a story that scares me. Now I'm older, almost nobody can do it. Give.
そしたら悪魔の話を聞かせよう。
That's the stuff, stranger. Spooky campfire tales are my favorite. Being trapped, I've tried my best to make sense of it all, and from what I done seen, the more you have, the more you're tied down. Responsibility to lash you to the ground so you can't move an inch. Playing a game only other folks are winning. You got any stories that are a little sad?
悲しい話か。そしたらメイソンの話をしよう。
I don't usually like the sad ones, but that sure was beautiful. Thank Thank you. I'll tell you about death. My brother, my little 7-year-old brother, slowly dying as they shouted back and forth about what to do, about money and hope and the Lord's protection. White as a ghost he was, and in terrible pain. Appendicitis ain't no easy way to die, stranger. I close my eyes and I can still see his little face, hurting and confused and praying for a miracle. How can I ever move on from that? Can't run from your own memories, though I surely have tried. I'm in the mood for something real funny like.
面白い話か。
I don't get too much out of tales that are so cheerful, stranger. I try my best not to think on the past. This ain't my normal state of things. You see, Cass ain't a very good conversationalist, and it's nice to have someone really listen to my story. Hey, tell me a funny story. You seem like you still got a sense of humor.
ユーモアなセンスのある話か。何があるかな。これをやってみよう。糖蜜だけを食べていたこの話。
What's the use in telling sweet happy tales if in the make you
これでもなかった。
snooze?
なかなか難しいな。
Joy in my life. I used to be happy in that old farmhouse by the river, but it's all fuzzy now. Mostly I remember Mama and Daddy fighting over money, over the poor state of the farm. My oh my, stranger, listen to me blubbering on about my woes. I reckon it's something about you what brings it out of folks. You're searching for something great, something holy, aren't you? But you don't figure you're gonna find it. And you wonder if it can't be found at all, or if it's just you that can't find it. Really eats at you, don't it? I can see it in you. Anyway, I best be getting on. I think I'll see what's happening up the road. Take care of yourself, stranger.
クイーンとの話もこれで最後になるのはちょっと悲しいな。こっち側に新しい物語はないからもうニューヨーク方面に行くことはないな。ここら辺に結構あるけど、まあ、あとはもう行くところがなくなったらローロするくらいか。ここまっすぐ行ってここに物語がめちゃくちゃ集中してるな。この物語ちょっと回収したいけど、まあ、一旦デトロイトに帰って今日は終わりにしよう。また機会があったらこの物語の続きを見に行こう。じゃあ今日の配信はここまで。今日の夜も何かしらゲームをやると思うので、よかったら見に来ていただけるとありがたいです。ということで、また次回の動画や配信でお会いしましょう。アーカイブを見てくれた方、ありがとうございました。おやすみなさい。お仕事頑張ってね。